right, well, as we head into the 4th of July weekend, a new poll shows that true state of patriotism in our country, only 39% of citizens are extremely proud to be American. That hurts my soul. It's 1 point higher from last year's record low. Unfortunately, we now traffic in grievances rather than benefits. That's become the currency of America today. Most of us associate a good day with the absence of danger. Am I starving? Am I injured? Is anybody shooting at me? No, that's a great day for me. But I don't know why people just can't get over that. I'm proud of the current status of the country, even though I don't like the economy and I don't like the president. For more on this, I'd like to welcome in Amber Eight, the Washington editor of The Spectator and author of the Snowflakes Revolt, along with Melanie Collette, former vice chair of the New Jersey Federation of Republican Women and host of the Money Talk with Melanie, who drove all the way in from New Jersey today. We appreciate you being here. All right, so, Amber, if you're not happy to be American, there's the door, right?
Exactly. Love it or leave it. And I think that this is really the result of our education system failing to value patriotism. You hear from these crazy universities that patriotism is a tool of white supremacy or fascist. Apparently loving your country is racist now. I just think it's so shameful. There was a study out of Harvard a few years ago where they asked a bunch of students whether they thought America or ISIS was a greater threat to the world, and most of them said ISIS. I did a man on the street video at American University when Fidel Castro died. I asked them who was a better leader, Donald Trump or Fidel Castro. The majority said Fidel Castro. This is clearly a problem with how we're raising our kids. We're failing to instill the proper values, and it's because we're expecting these school systems that are rigged with political left-wing propaganda to raise our kids for us.
But Melanie, we live in a society that is so good. We've had no travesties. Most people alive today that are trafficking these grievances, they don't remember the 2008 crisis. At least it didn't affect them. They weren't alive at 9/11. How do we get back to a rational sense of this is the greatest country in the world?
I hate to say this, but I think they may have to go the Brittany Griner route, where you have to have some tragedy, some trouble, some challenging times. We have a generation of children and young people who, to your point, have not experienced any real challenges on a global level. I mean, you could argue COVID, but what was the worst thing that happened to kids, right? They had to stay home.
Cover your face.
Right?
Yeah.
They had to stay home. You could still communicate back and forth. You could still talk to your friends online and that kind of thing. But as far as any real challenges, and the parenting philosophies have changed, where we protect kids from any type of challenges, from suffering, any kind of failures, or there being a consequence of in any way, shape, or form when they do something wrong.
Right.
And to the other panelist's point, it starts in the schools. I'm a former educator. That's one of the reasons why I'm a former educator, is because of the level of mediocrity and not having consequences. And I think that's part of the problem.
Well, I want to get 30 seconds to both of you on this. And Erica Marsh, this is a Twitter account, a field organizer, former field organizer for President Biden, tweeted this out after the Supreme Court decision yesterday on affirmative action, says, "No black person will be able to succeed in a merit-based system." She later defended this, and I think she's kind of lawyered up, saying that Republicans are manipulating this for propaganda use by ultra-MAGA. Amber, how much garbage is this?
This is exactly why Justice Clarence Thomas hates affirmative action, because he has lived an entire lifetime of having his achievements and his success undermined by the fact that he was a recipient of an affirmative action program. And he resents the fact that everyone is always going to question whether he got to where he is based on his own hard work, or whether it was because he got a handout.
Yeah. Well, Melanie, last word to you.
I have argued this point for years, and I'm glad that it was revealed. This is what your elitist white liberals really think of people of color. Understand that. Yeah. It is reverse racism. It is an absolute mind-you-know-what on people of color to make them think that they can't achieve. That is the real oppression. That is the real racism. And she just revealed herself to the whole world and the thinking of most elite white liberals.
And it goes to your point about the educators raising them in a society that they will never succeed if you tell them that. So, Amber, Melanie, always a pleasure. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Carl.
Thank you.
Coming up, an Australian chef says no more vegans. Sounds like my kind of guy. He's going to join us next.